I'm Gio, and today I'm going to talk through the process of putting together a lighting design and how such choices invoke empathy on stage. A lighter designer uses an assortment of lights to frame the stage for the audience to kind of know what's going on in the show, giving the audience the sense of where they are. Is it daytime, nighttime? They tell the audience where to look, give them a sense of mood, of the atmosphere, of time of day, help establish an emotional undercurrent, and also they're storytellers. Lighting design is about making choices. It's about arranging equipment in the performance space so that you are best prepared to create art that supports a performance. A lot of lighting choices are done in rehearsal. They're talked about within the company, meaning with the director, the stage manager, and anyone in crew, and also with the actors so they can know what the vibe of the show is. This is a clip of the production called Reflections that was done back in 2020 at the Putnam Theater. Reflections is about accepting who you are, accepting your true self, and basically accept your flaws. With this show, two specific lighting angles were used to portray the message of the show, and they were low angle lighting and steep angle lighting. Low angle lighting illuminates faces really well. It also overshoots upstage of the performance into the space behind them. Steep angle lighting creates heavier shadows on faces and bodies. It creates tighter areas of lighting on the floor too. Different lighting instruments have different lenses, and they shoot out light out in differently shaped ones. In this scene, we're using pink and blue. The pink is coming from stage left, and it creates the illusion of a light source. The blue is coming from stage right, and it creates the illusion of shadow without actually leaving half of her face dark. These techniques were used in the production of Reflections and throughout other shows that we have done here at New England College. In this next clip, it's an interview I did with Glenn Stewart, a theater professor at New England College who's in charge of the lighting choices in our productions. I asked him how lighting invokes empathy on stage.
Light, it's a little more complex. With light, you're manipulating the different aspects of light. So what are those qualities that light has? Light has color. So obviously color brings about lots of emotional response. Reds, purples versus blues or greens. Some colors evokes feelings of serenity, some anger, fear. So color is certainly a part of your choice making. Intensity, how bright is the light, how dim is the light. Lower light levels tend to bring more serious, tend to put us in a different place emotionally than bright, well lit areas. Um, Lots of shadow versus little shadow. So with lighting is often a case. It's always the case in stage lighting of a designer trying to make you see what he wants you to see or she wants you to see, and what we don't want you to see. And manipulating intensity is key to that. And of course, when we start manipulating intensity, we're manipulating emotional response to characters in the scene. Does the light move? And if the motion is actual, like a light source that travels across the stage, or if it's relative versus like lights are established in one area of the stage and then they dim slowly and something in another area comes up. So all of those, that's kind of like the lighting palette that the lighting designer has. So then your process would be taking the text of the play and the story and the characters and what's happening moment to moment in the play, and trying to somehow enhance that lighting wise, if that makes any sense. You're trying to interpret the tone of the scene through light, right, which has a great deal to do with how the characters feel about each other and how we're trying to get audience to feel about characters. Whether that is an empathetic response. Some moments in a play are going to get a more visceral, empathetic response from audience than others. I think part part of that is whether they recognize perhaps something of themselves in the scene, or something of themselves in the character, or they're recalling something that resonates for them from some previous or maybe even current situation or relationship, if that makes sense. And certainly light and sound can help push and prod us along the way,
Yeah. Thank you.
if that makes sense.
It does.
Really?
Yes, it
Okay.
does. Thank you.
You're welcome.